Are you a pregnant or postpartum person and you find that you have maybe lots of stiffness, lots of pain, different places, or you find or you find that you are having trouble with day-to-day movements like getting up and down off the floor, playing with maybe your older kids, or with doing things like bringing the groceries in the house, or even just with getting out of bed in the morning. And maybe you have a lot of moments of overwhelm during the day where you feel like you are never getting a break, or it's hard to find a break, or maybe there's kids screaming or your baby screaming, and it just feels like you're having trouble tapping into any kind of calm or peacefulness. Okay, I have something for you. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Sara, family physician, wife, mom of 5, and exercise enthusiast. So before we get into today's video, definitely subscribe and ring the bell. I am here putting videos out all about how to get moving in a doable way for moms that are busy, which every mom is busy, obviously. Movement without judgment, making it possible to do some of these things, and seeing the real benefits that are physical and mental health related. So definitely subscribe, ring the bell. I have loads of different demonstrations, stretches, strength workouts, these type of like treadmill talk, I call them treadmill talk chit chat videos, all kinds of different stuff you can check out. So stretching, this is the key. Stretching is something that I think is wildly underrated. I think that coming from somebody that was a college athlete, I was an athlete growing up my whole life. I stretched here and there, mostly because a coach was telling me I had to at the beginning or the end of a practice. And I never really paid attention to how it made me feel, whether I stretched or not. I think I was quite dismissive of it. And I am here to tell you not to do what I did. I lived it so that I could share it with you and hopefully help you avoid some of the things that I endured, but also so you can get the benefits that I've seen. So I have a few reasons why stretching is hugely important that I'm going to share. And this is all from both my personal experience with my clients, as well as my patients. And so the first thing to talk about is just the physical benefits of pain and stiffness being lessened or relieved or actually completely resolved. So when I started stretching, it helped my chronic back pain. I have a whole video about that I can definitely link below if you want to catch that. But I just noticed day to day, especially pregnant and postpartum, as your body's changing, things are shifting, all of this different stuff is happening. It just felt so good to stretch. And again, I have loads of different stretches here on this channel, but stretching was just this wonderful time for me to take care of my body and get some of that pain and stiffness relieved. Another reason to stretch that I found is it helped with my functional day-to-day movements. So as an example, getting up and down off the floor, like playing with toddlers, I was finding that I was having trouble sitting cross-legged for a while, or like literally getting down onto the floor and getting up off the floor. And when I started stretching regularly, and really focusing on my hips in particular, those type of movements became a lot more doable and actually enjoyable. A third reason to stretch is it can help with anxiety. So I found in those moments when I was getting overwhelmed or stressed, or everyone was having tantrums, this sort of stuff, if I took even just a couple of minutes to pause and say, do a child's pose, which again, I have a video on how to do that, but whatever stretch it was, just taking a minute to reset in the form of a stretch, it was almost like giving myself a hug in that moment. And it allowed me to get to a more peaceful, calm place to be able to show up as the mom, as the physician, like whatever role hat I was wearing at that time. And sometimes maybe it's more than one, but that even just a couple minutes of stretching allowed some of that anxiety and overwhelm to dissipate. And then another reason, kind of going along with that, is really to just find a moment of peace and sometimes quiet, although it's not always quiet. In my house, we have 5 kids, so it's 7 months to 7.5 years at the time of this recording. And so obviously it's loud, it's often loud, but even just a few minutes of getting everybody together to stretch, like, okay, here's what we're gonna do. It can just help to bring kind of a chaotic energy down. It is very helpful to do, especially on days where maybe it's raining, and so getting outside to run around is more challenging or maybe not an option depending on if there's lightning and things like that. So doing something with our bodies that is gentle but also restorative can be hugely helpful. So, the reasons, again, just in summary. So it can help with pain and stiffness. It can help with functional day-to-day movements. It can help lessen anxiety and overwhelm. And it can be a way to tap into some peace and calm. I think, another added bonus that I noticed, but was not necessarily my driving factor for it, but maybe yours, is it really helped me athletically. So I found that in my workouts, whether it be running or lifting or getting on our stationary bike, any of those workouts, I found that I am able to perform in a different, better way than I was before I was stretching regularly. I have also found that recovery goes much quicker when I stretch. And so these are just some added physical bonuses that I've seen in addition to the ones that I've already mentioned. And so, again, definitely subscribe and ring the bell. I have lots of stretches here on my longer videos as well as my shorts. So I have some really short stretches you can get into as well. If you're looking for ideas of how to do it that are quick and doable, definitely subscribe. And what if in a few minutes a day, because that's what I did. It wasn't a lot to start with, especially if you're newer to postpartum. Maybe you have a lot going on and you don't have tons and tons of time to dedicate to this. But what if in a few minutes a day, you were able to see some of these things I'm talking about? You are feeling less pain and less stiff. You feel more fluid in your body. You feel more mobile. Maybe you're more comfortable getting onto the floor with your kids, or you're more comfortable just with your functional day-to-day movements, getting out of bed and doing your daily routine, and you physically feel better, and you're able to find more peacefulness and calm and really get a handle on those overwhelming moments. Even when it feels like you never get a break, you're able to use that stretching as a way to find a break. That is your break. And it allows you to reconnect with your body in a way that feels so good and so amazing and brings you strength and confidence, because that's what can happen. Movement is medicine. Stretching absolutely counts as movement. You guys have got this. Like I said, subscribe for more. Check out all my stretches. I'll link a few below. All right, bye everyone. Thank you for being here.